As always, I screw up the the setup as I start. No one's here yet, so that's fine. Unless you're watching this on the saved videos or whatever, or on YouTube. But I always screw that up. So yeah, I thought I'd start the stream with the book trailer I made the other day. If nothing else, maybe it'll give me some better options for thumbnails when I export to YouTube or something. Anyway. Oh. Yeah. I gotta do some writing today. Last few streams I haven't gotten a lot of writing done. So hopefully today will be different. Now, I think we're just going to do a complete, like a straight cut to the next scene rather than try and lead in nicely. When I'm writing, I tend to think in cinematic terms, I guess. When I'm setting out scenes and things, I think of them in terms of like television or film, cinematographically, as it were. And to think about that word before I said it. Still don't know if it's right. Anyway, yeah. So I mean, transitions between scenes in particular. Excuse me for a moment. I've got itchy eyeballs again. Okay. Yeah, transitions between. Hey, hello. Yeah, okay, dude. You've already followed me, but thanks. I mean, follow for follow and whatever. Anyway, I just find that distasteful. Like I said last time, you popped in the chat with that. If you want to watch my stream, then follow. If you don't, then don't. That's cool. I'm not too fussed either way. Yeah. And if likewise, if you're doing something on your channel that interests me, I'll follow. If you're not, I won't. So anyway, what was I talking? Oh yeah. Cinematic transitions between scenes. So like, what I was trying to do with this scene between the end of this scene and the beginning of the next. Why does it keep going down like that? That's very strange. Okay. Anyway, I was trying to do sort of what I would think of as like a fade, where it smoothly moves from one to the other. But I think I'm just going to do a straight cut. I'm going to have to at some point. I've realized I'm going to have to go back and probably basically rewrite all. Oh, no, don't want to move stuff. Rewrite all of this that I've written already. All of it. Because the tone and the style are not what I want them to be. I may not have to rewrite it all, but I'm certainly going to have to go through and deal with some issues in the voice and the tone. Probably going to have to rewrite it, but not today. Not today. I want to do different things today. And some things the same, like drinking coffee. All right, so we're going to. Okay, so I think the issue here is that I started too late in the scene. I opened too late in the scene. start a bit before this. Oh, pardon me with my noises. Okay. Oh, we got another viewer in the room. Hello, other viewer. I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm gonna guess that it's one of our regulars. Hi. Or perhaps it's our new follower who followed in between streams about an hour ago, which surprised me. But I wonder who it is. It's a weird thing about this streaming thing. I think of the stream as sort of like a cocktail party, or hanging out at the coffee shop back in high school, that kind of thing. Where it's just like whoever shows up, and you hang out and chat and enjoy a hot steamy beverage. Can you see the steam? No, steam doesn't show up so good on camera. A little bit of steam coming off of that. And have conversations and chat and visit and get to know each other and all that stuff. But then it shows me on my you guys can't see that because it's on my other monitor, but on my OBS setup, it shows me when I have how many viewers there are in the stream, and it shows me the chat. But obviously, it's not always the same. Like, not everyone who shows up to watch pops into the chat. So, pop into the chat, say hi, introduce yourself. It's the equivalent of like a cocktail party where people can come into the party, but you don't know who they are yet. Like a fancy dress party, a masked ball, as it were. Someone's there, but we don't know who. Dun dun dun. Anyway, 2 viewers. We've got African Blue Jay saying stuff in the chat, although that's off the screen now. It's still in the chat. Yeah. Anyway, writing. So, where are we going to start this scene properly? Okay, I need to set up the atmosphere of it. I need the setting. It's cold, rainy, dark night. I could just start by saying that. All right. There we go. Humble Fingers. That's what my new nickname should be. Can't type to save my life. Also, I don't know if I've mentioned it before on the stream, but the way that my desk in my office is set up, normally I sit maybe 4 inches or 5 inches to the left of where I'm currently sitting, but because of sort of how my camera is set up and how I want my background to be, and how I want, because of framing issues for the stream, I end up having to sit over a little bit to the right from where I normally sit, and then I sometimes forget to move my keyboard over, and I've got this would be about a 2 foot, 2.5 foot mouse pad sitting on the side of the table over here. I actually, oh, Tiana. I actually don't use a mouse most of the time. I use a trackball. I just prefer it, I guess. I do a fair bit of audio and more recently video editing. I still do more audio editing than video editing. I do a lot of voice work and audiobook narration, but I find the trackball is much easier on my wrist and so forth when I'm doing a lot of those little titchy selections and cuttings and things and moving stuff around on a video or an audio timeline. So yeah, I switched to a trackball about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago now, I guess. I do have a mouse also connected to the computer for when I decide I want to play Diablo 3 or something. Yeah, I think this is the Logitech. Oh yeah, the MX Ergo is the trackball I use, which I quite like actually. It's adjustable. It's also not being focused on. There we go. It's adjustable. Oh, I can tilt it so that it sits flat like this, or I can tilt it so that it's at an angle. I usually keep it at an angle. And what I really like about it is I've got a couple of programmable buttons there that are by default set to, I think, back and next assignments, but I've reassigned this one. I've reassigned that one to a macro I set up in Reaper so that I can quickly cut out and ripple edit parts of a voiceover. So like as I go through editing, I quite often have to just, if I flub while I'm recording something, I do a dog clicker noise, so it's visible in the waveform, and then I redo the line. And so as I go through, I have to often select out the piece that I messed up and leave only the part that I've redone. And so I have a macro set to that button. So I select the part I want gone, press that button, it's gone. Saves me hours of time. And then the mouse that I have is also, oh, it's dusty. I don't hardly ever use it. There we go. It's also a Logitech, and I don't remember the model of it at all, and it doesn't say on it. But it does have many, many programmable buttons. And I got this primarily for video editing. It's also got a third little pinky button. There we go. Third little pinky button here. So it's like a 3-button with the scroll wheel mouse. I don't remember the model number of it. Sorry. I'm sure somebody watching this someday will know and comment. Yeah, comment. If you're watching this on YouTube, comment to tell me what kind of mouse that is. I forget. But it's got a whole bunch of programmable buttons. And the idea I had when I bought it was that I would use it for video editing in DaVinci Resolve, that I could program it for various functions that I use in there. But I also, when I'm editing video, use my speed editor quite a lot, mostly for the scroll wheel, which helps when scrobbling through video tracks. And some of the buttons. Most of my editing is fairly straightforward. I don't do a lot of fancy stuff. But, so I haven't actually used that mouse very much. I also haven't been editing that much video, so might not have been a worthwhile purchase. What else was I gonna... Oh, yeah, where did I put that? Where did I put that? Huh. I have... Oh, there it is. Can't see. 3 feet in front of my face. I got a little programmable mini keyboard as well, which I still haven't bothered figuring out how to use it. I've programmed it with some keyboard combinations like Control-Alt-Shift-1, Control-Alt-Shift-2, that kind of thing, and I planned to set it up for doing scene transitions and switching scenes in OBS here when I'm streaming. Oh, that is a USB-C. I should remember that that's there in case I need an extra one. Nice long USB-C cable. Always good to have. Yeah, I still haven't used it. I still just sort of scroll over with my cursor and click on the scene that I want to go to if I need to be right back or whatever. I don't do a lot of scene switching anyway when I'm streaming, but I might get more fancy. We'll see. At any rate, yeah. So, toys, basically, just toys, gadgets and things. Stuff that looked like it was interesting, so I bought it. Never use it, seldom use it. The the speed editor. I understand that the speed editor is no longer effectively free, but when I got it, it was you could license DaVinci Resolve for whatever it was. I forget, $200 or something like that, or you could buy a speed editor for the same price as the license, and it came with the speed editor, or it came with DaVinci, a license for DaVinci Resolve. So you could buy DaVinci Resolve by itself, or you could buy the speed editor and DaVinci Resolve, and it was the same price either way. So I effectively got it for free. Hi, Silent Author, 1942. I don't have to guess who. It says who you are. It says your name in the chat. Guess who? Or should I have guessed that it was you in the viewer stats who wasn't chatting for the last couple of minutes, just to be the unknown person at the cocktail party? Probably. Or does it? Yeah, it does. It does. I can see it right there. It's right on the screen. Silent Author, 1942. Yeah. Oh, so we can see the cursor now. That's interesting. I can point out right there. It says Silent Author 1942. I'm not psychic. I've been called psycho once or twice, but psychic not so much. If I could see what was coming up in my life, I would have been much more successful at a lot of things. Ah, if I was psychic, I would have known to write this scene the way I'm writing it now instead of the way I wrote it yesterday. This is the same scene that I started writing yesterday. I've just basically unwritten it. I also realized that I forgot to update my word count yesterday. I may have to go back in and put in a word count. I don't remember what my word count was after yesterday, though. I'll have to make something up, I guess. Something reasonable. Just to keep my badges going. It is a 1960 Alfred Hitchcock movie. I'll take your word on the 1960 part. That's the right neighborhood. Wee, 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 wee. Norman? The Norman Bates, the Bates Motel. Yeah. Let's see. Oversized. No, his oiled canvas. $50 million. What was the production budget? Huh? Do. So box office, is that 800,000, 50 million? So a very successful film. But one would expect nothing less out of Hitchcock, I suppose. Man knew what he was doing. His oiled canvas, great coat, and that he was. I do get a bit of a kick out of his habit of sort of putting himself in his movies, but in a sort of a background, extra kind of capacity. Sort of like the original Spot Stan Lee in the Marvel movie kind of game. Old oiled canvas greatcoat. Except in or places need. Well, I don't know that I would say it's a real shame he's dead. I mean, when was he born? He was born in 1899. So he'd be 123 years old, give or take. I don't know what his quality of life would be if he were that old at this point. I mean, life expectancy is certainly rising significantly and is likely to do so even more in the coming years. And quality of life over that life expectancy has increased dramatically. But yeah, I think given the condition he'd likely be in if he were still alive, he's probably better off. Yeah, better off dead. But yes, we'll miss his work, but there's lots of other people whose work is worth watching as well. And at some point, you got to make room for new growth, new voices. He made his films, and his his work still exists. So rather than saying it's a real shame he's dead, I would probably go more with I'm really glad he existed. He made a contribution, which is more than most of us can say, really. Yeah, I need to get more sleep. Getting maudlin and rambly. Uh, need warrant. Do 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 boop boo ba doo doo. So how goes your writing there, Silent Author 1942? Making progress? Give me the good news. Oh, why am I so bad at typing? Ah, I didn't know you'd gone. My viewer count statistic doesn't update itself in real time, I don't think. So if you were gone, you might have missed. I asked how your writing is going. Give me the good news. Has there been progress? Have you been getting words on the page? Extremely excellent writing. That's the best kind of writing. Hopefully, after today, I will be able to say the same. I'm determined today to get words done, and words that I'm happy with, preferably. Yeah, unfortunately, I suspect that my life story is being written by someone with the mindset of George Martin. Everybody must die, preferably in an embarrassing way. All right. Joking. Can't complain too much. I don't know why I've been so phlegmy and raspy lately. I suspect that I've been drinking too much coffee, and that might be causing some of my vocal irritation. But the weather's also just turned over here. It's quite a bit cooler than it has been, and that might be causing some of it as well. But I'm gonna. Yes, yeah, I know you're big on Tolkien. Drink some tea then. Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. My plan is to cut down to the 1 cup of coffee when I get up, and then switch to tea the rest of the day. Normally it's 2 or maybe 3 cups of coffee, and then I switch to either tea or hot water with lemon, which I drink the rest of the day. But when you realize that this cup actually is about the same size as my head, well, sort of. It holds 750 milliliters. And that the coffee that I put into it it's effectively like it's halfway between, a strong brewed coffee and an espresso, effectively. I make it in a mocha pot. And then I add a bit of water to fill up the rest of the cup. So it's a bit weaker than your standard sort of mocha stovetop espresso kind of espresso. It's not really an espresso, but it's a bit it's a bit weaker than that, but not by a whole lot. And I drink almost 2 liters of it most days. So it's too much coffee anyway. One way or the other, it's too much coffee. Whether it's bothering my throat or not, it's too much coffee. So yeah, I've got a whole bunch of tea sitting in the cupboard that I seldom drink because by the time I'm done all my coffee, I don't really want any more caffeine. So yes, my plan was to switch 1 cup of coffee and then a cup of tea or 2, and then my hot water with lemon. But I think for that to work, I need to get a bit more sleep of an evening, because after that first cup of coffee, I really still needed another cup of coffee. I still do. So yeah, I don't. It is supposed to be unrealistic. Yeah, I know. Plot armor. My 10-year-old son is well acquainted with the idea of plot armor already. He's spent too much time watching anime and movies with me, I guess. So he's a bit more aware of how stories work and how stories are put together than the average 10-year-old, I suspect. He's coming up with predictions on what's going to happen in suspense movies, and like the kind of movies that have twists and things at the end. And he's got some pretty accurate ideas of what's likely to happen just based on how stories generally work. I'm so proud. But yeah, plot armor is something he's very well acquainted with. We're watching One Piece as a regular thing, and anytime the main character Luffy is in any difficulty whatsoever, my son is completely unfazed, unworried. Meh, he'll be fine. Plot armor. Yeah, that works. Nothing wrong with that. Some decisions that need to get made. I assume you've made them already, but possibly not consciously. How directly do you want your narrator to address the reader? Are we breaking the fourth wall? Is so the narrator, just from this passage, the narrator seems aware that this is a story, just by nature of referencing the genres. Well, it might not be a genre reference. I suppose it could be just, yeah. It seems that way just from this blurb, but I might be reading too much into it. But how directly do you want the narrator to address the audience, the reader? How contextually aware do you want the narrator to be? So where do you want to place the narrator? In if how do I want to? If you think about the reader and the story, right? So you got reader, story. The narrator always sits somewhere in between the reader and the story. So authorally, okay. So the narrator is much closer to the reader than to the story. Then is where you're placing them, and that's something that it's reasonably important to sort of decide consciously and for reasons, rather than just letting happen naturally. In my experience, from my writing anyway. Sort of like Deadpool versus Frodo. Right, Deadpool is very aware of the audience and addresses them directly. Knows that he's in a story, all that stuff. Whereas Frodo is writing his memoir of his adventures for the other people in his world, and is completely unaware of us, the reader, from another place. So you've got a narrator that's closer to the reader than to the story, which serves as a bridge, allows you to do some things like explaining some stuff that might be confusing otherwise, through narration, through exposition. So it can be a very useful tool, absolutely. And the passage there is, oh yeah, that's why it's because it's referring to readers, so contextually aware. That's what tweaked that. Yeah, I need more sleep. Yes, reads well. I'm not sure about the ampersand, textually, format-wise. And I assume the question mark, the final question mark after reality there, I'm not sure why that's there. Doesn't make sense. But in terms of whether it works as an introduction, yes, absolutely. Sets the scene, sets expectations. Ah, yeah, okay. I figured. Uh-huh. Oh, that's interesting. The ampersand, the space and time. I just and fantasy and supernatural. Okay. You could do some interesting things typographically using that. If your narrator were to say speak in text speak, the letter U and the letter R for you and R, stuff like that, abbreviations. I wonder if you could, wonder how emojis would work, if you could use emojis in prose. Oh, that would be fascinating to explore as a narrative device. Having a narrator of a story speaking, narrating in like text speak. Huh. I want that would be delivery would be an issue with that then, wouldn't it? Because a standard paperback book would then become fairly complicated to print. Ebooks, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if e-readers are capable of displaying I don't know if they have those character sets. I wonder. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I'm gonna remind myself to look into that later. I have these little squares of paper that I write notes to myself on all the time. And then I just sort of leave them sitting around until I eventually throw them out because they're cluttering up my space. So yes, that introduction works fine. And gave me an idea for something to play around with on some other story. I don't think emojis and text speak would work very well for this story, for example, but tip of the hat. Up dark alleyways were hesitant to I don't know that you seem to have misnamed yourself, which I appreciate. You're one of the more active chatters and conversationalists in the group, which I appreciate. Not so silent author. Haha. Maybe we should put the silent in finger quotes. Silent author. Uh-huh. He's on his way. He's out looking for information. Nobody died at the moment. Not that we're dealing with in the story, but that David fellow, Wood, he was most unhelpful. And so the scene that I started writing yesterday, where he was holding some street corner drug dealer up against a wall, looking for answers, wanting some information. I'm rewriting that from scratch because, yeah, it wasn't working. It was too much telling and not enough showing. So, and I've been doing that a fair bit thus far. A lot of exposition, a lot of telling. So that's what I mean when I say I'm gonna have to go back through and change the tone as well. I need a bit. I want a bit more atmosphere in the prose of this story. Every time I go back and scan through the original short story, it's just dripping with atmosphere. and then this extension of it, the new stuff in the novel part is not. It's just very pedestrian and dry and just me telling the reader what's happening, and it's not what I do. It's not what I want to do. It's what I do entirely too often, but it's not what I want to be doing. Through the heavy cloud and large. Cool beans, 145. I've got 167 so far today because I erased this scene and started over. I'm not advancing any further in my total word count, NaNoWriMo wise, not yet. But I think the strategy I'm employing now for getting more into the action and being more atmospheric will probably end up generating lots and lots and lots of words more than it would have otherwise. Ah, yeah, it's a common thing. 3 viewers. Hello, new person. Pop in the chat, say hi, introduce yourself if you're new. Uh, if you're not new, come say hi. I'll tell you what, Silent Author 1942. Want to do a word sprint? Let's say 15 minutes, starting at 11. Starting at the hour, so 2 minutes from now, we'll start a 15-minute word sprint, and we'll see who can pump out the most words. Dun dun dun. So 145. I'm at 167 at the moment. That's pretty close to the same. I have 22 words more, so I'll give you a 22-word handicap. I was going to type a sentence here, but I'll wait. I'll wait until the clock ticks over. This is exciting. I haven't done a word sprint on the stream yet. I've been planning to for a while, but we always end up chatting more than writing. Get my writing jammies on. It's really getting chilly here. Keeping my eye on my watch. 11. Okay, go. You have 15 minutes. Oh, what I should do is I should put a timer. I'll arrange that for next week. I'll start having writing sprints, and I'll put a timer up so we can. Okay, I'm supposed to be writing. All right. Four viewers. Hello, new fourth viewer. Say hi in the chat. If you're new, introduce yourself. We're in the middle of a word sprint, though, so 14 more minutes to see how many words we can pump out. So say hi in the chat, and we'll introduce ourselves and greet you properly in about 14 minutes. And yes, I did just say that it was a dark and stormy night. See what I did there? Okay. Like that. Okay. And I'm concerned that this might be too flippant, too light-hearted and satirical. Need to figure out what questions he's asking. What was it that he said he needed to find out? Oh, actually, as soon as he'd... Hmm. 7 minutes left. Back to 4 viewers. In the middle of a writing sprint. 6 minutes left. But say hi in the chat. Introduce yourself. Oh, where was I now? Now I can't stop thinking about having like a word sprint timer up over here somewhere on the screen and doing word sprints regularly. Just planning out how to make it look and what colors to use and stuff. I should be thinking about my story though. All right. Hmm. Oh, right. Hmm. Oh, 11:15. Ding, ding, ding. Writing sprint's over. So how'd you do, Silent Author 1942? I'm sitting at, as you can see, 425 words. I don't remember what I was at before, but I do remember I was giving you a 22-word handicap. Huh. It took me 15 minutes to write 1.5 minutes worth of words. Oh, not quite. All right. dangling comma there. Hey, Zedcore. Thank you. Yeah, I've been sneezing a fair bit last couple of days. Pretty regularly. Welcome back, my friend Zedcore. I keep calling you Zedcore. I just realized that you might be American and it should be Zcore, but I'm not American, so it's Zedcore. Wait, I meant to ask you yesterday, is that a randomly generated username from something, or what's the origin story of that username? I'm curious. I wonder at the significance of 439 and the three zeros. Oh, back down to one viewer. Interesting. Okay, I suppose that does it. You got a COR out of that though, eh? Cool. I challenged Silent Author 1942 to a word sprint. They were writing as well. And then I got no answer from them. But on the plus side, I got quite a few words written. So that was good. Oh, I should start paying more attention as I'm typing. I'm not sure if I'm not hitting the key or if it's not registering all those typos. No, word sprints are not scary. Word sprints are a fun way to get words down. Because the whole point is you don't think about what you're doing, you just do. When you're in a foot race, when you're sprinting, you're not thinking about where your arms and your hands are, and you're not thinking about trying to look like Tom Cruise. You're just running. Same thing with a word sprint. You're just wording. Yeah. Anyway, I suppose it could be a bit confronting to be suddenly challenged to a word sprint. I've decided that I'm going to set up an overlay for OBS to put a timer up for word sprints ongoing, so those of us who write can partake regularly of word sprints on the stream. If nothing else, I need to do something to get more words done while I'm streaming, because I haven't been writing worth a crap. I've enjoyed the chats and the conversations, but I do need to get some words done too. So, balance. So how goes your day? How are things in Zedcore land? Okay. I am going to go take a biology break. I'll be back in a moment. Coffee goes in, coffee must come out. There. I'm an idiot. I was just talking about how I need to clean up my interface a little bit in OBS. I've got too many audio inputs that I've muted because I don't use them, but I need to hide them. And then I forgot to unmute my microphone. I'm a bit of a nub. Anyway, I was saying 3,000 words, dude. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's like half of my writing for the past week and a half. Oh, I was also saying that I'm gonna have to. I find it amusing that I changed my schedule, my streaming schedule on Twitch to 1 hour streams instead of two, because I haven't been getting as much writing done as I want, and I was hoping to get more productive by streaming for a shorter time and then doing some writing after, without the distractions. But I like the distractions actually, but got to find a balance, right? And then I'm probably going to end up streaming for 2.5 hours every day anyway. But I reserve the right to bugger off and get some writing done if I need to. Uh, I'm an idiot. All right. Anyway, you smell like a cop. Mm-hmm. I don't imagine in like old timey English law there was such a thing as entrapment. I think a cop could say he wasn't a cop and then turn out to be a cop and still make the charges stick. But whatever. I've kind of also sort of halfway made the decision last night as I was getting ready for bed. Again, this is where I do all of my thinking. To kind of move away from the Victorian restriction that I placed on myself with this story, and just make it a different world rather than sort of a more parallel, familiar but not familiar kind of a thing, because it's just getting in the way too much of the story I want to tell. I don't want to do a bunch of research, basically. As interested as I am in Victorian England and Victorian London in particular, this story doesn't need to be set there. I'm not against the idea of doing some historical fiction, though, with something else. But this story doesn't need that. There's just too many things that I'm planning to include in the story that wouldn't fit in that setting anyway. I'd have to kind of shoehorn them in, and they're gonna be a bit jarring in that context. So that's something else I'm gonna have to retrofit on the stuff I've already written. See, this is why I like to plan everything out before I start writing. I have to go back and redo a job. Do it right the first time. It's never done right the first time. It's very seldom done right the final time either, but whatever. Okay. Mm. Okay. No, I see. This is some of the details are filling out. Hey, Silent Author 1942, you're back. Did you do the word sprint? Did you? You just missed Zedcore. Zedcore was here and pointed out that word sprints might be slightly threatening, scary, intimidating. Um, didn't mean to be intimidating or threatening. Although Frank is about to get pretty intimidating and threatening in this scene here. I guess he's not very good at. I missed you horribly. I was. I. It's possible actually that you popped out of the chat before I said anything about a word sprint, and that I was just doing a word sprint by myself. When you said that your word count was at 145, I thought, I'm at about that. We should do a word sprint. Yes, I know you're back. I know you're back. I see you. I see you in the chat. There you are, right there, chatting with me. Hi. Um, did you catch the word sprint stuff, or were you missing for that? I can't tell when people are there or not. We did. I did. I did a word sprint. I wonder if I were to. Let me try this. Oh yeah, no. I can, if I do this and that. Okay, so I can adjust. I can turn off. I can get rid of that. I can put that back. Okay, I've got power. I was thinking I needed to set up another scene with a timer on it, but that's just needlessly complicated. What I can do is I will add this word sprint and okay, and read from file. And where did I put that? That's the question. Hold on. One sec. I need to. Where is this pointing to? Bear with me. Product working writing stream. Okay, so it's right in there. Cancel. I know it's kind of bad form to be editing my stream stuff while I'm streaming. Hold on a second. So, okay, text file. Now I have a better idea where I put that. There. Okay. Now what color should we use? Do a gradient. Okay. Background color. Can I change the opacity of that? Is there alpha values? Okay, well, I don't need to do that then. Oh, background opacity. There we go. Let's go with a gray at 18%. Okay. Try that. All right, so then open that up. That's too big. I don't want it that big. I don't want it there either. We'll put it there. It fits nicely there. And then what we need is another text. Yes, okay. And the text will be words print exclamation point. Okay. Gradient. Now. Okay. Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, and that needs to be quite a lot smaller. Background color on that too. Go with a gray. Okay. I said 18%, give or take. Okay. What I don't like is how pale that goes. And rename this. Okay. So it gets a bit too faint on the gradient, I think. So let's do this. There we go. Too dark. That's better. And then maybe this, we can go a bit gray as well. Oh, there we go. There, now it looks all cool and stuff, right? Yeah. Let's see. If I do like that, both of those, can I group them? Order. Oh, I want to group them. Group selected items. And we're going to go word sprint exclamation point. Okay. I can collapse that and I can. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Real-time magic. Boink. Word sprint. All right. Are you ready? Are you up for a word sprint? How long should we do a word sprint for? I'm gonna keep writing while we discuss this. If you're still here. Silent Author 1942. Are you there? All right. Hey, you're back. You're popping in and out. Okay, so if you want to do a word sprint, we can do a word sprint. I set up a. Where's my. I set up a. Timer. Why is it not showing up? There. Set up a timer. But it's not like a duel. You don't have to. I accept your duel, good sir. Nerf guns at dawn. How long should we go for? What would be a good word sprint time? Thinking the one that I did by myself was 15 minutes. And I got maybe 300 words done, which was okay. 15 minutes it is. There we go. So we got 15 minutes on the clock. Are you ready? Silent Author 1942. I keep wanting to call you Silent Author 1945. So maybe a more memorable year. 15 minutes on the clock. Are you ready? Yes. Okay. In that case, begin. Yeah, okay. Hmm. Oh, I forgot about word count. We should have counted word count before we started. Hold on. I was here. How many words is that? That is, oh, that was 631 words. There. Okay. That'll be the new process for word sprints. Everyone who's in the word sprint pops their starting count in the chat. So because I just have terrible time remembering how many words I had before and after. Second viewer, welcome to join us if you're in the midst of writing something. We've got just over 11 minutes left in our word sprint. Let's see how many words we can get. Sydney. Do 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 do. Hmm. 9 minutes left. Hmm. Do 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 do. Uh, 8 minutes. Hmm. All right. Hmm. 4 minutes left. 4 minutes. 4 minutes left in our word sprint. If 200 words so far. That's not too bad. Hmm. We're doing 40 seconds. Okay, go, go, go. Oh, word sprint over. Okay, how are we doing? Let's get rid of that first. All right, so 631 to start, 980 now. 350 words for me. I guess that's 349 words. Yay. How did you do, Silent Author 1942? Hmm. 240, 100 words. That's decent. That's decent. I had a slight advantage in that I spent the last hour sort of planning out this scene as I mumbled through the first part of what I'd already written. So a hundred words in 15 minutes is decent. That is decent. Why does Now the question I have is, why does my spell check not know the word bollocks? Okay, learn spelling. I have a feeling I might need that word again. Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah, it's if you're not a planner, well, you still end up planning, sort of. You still end up making those decisions about your story, but you just do it as you're writing. So while I was just writing the thing I had already decided to write, you were deciding what to write and writing it, which of course takes more time. It's a bit slower. Um, are you're happy with your 100 words? I assume so, but maybe I'm not. I'm not sure how quickly or slowly you generally write. Um, in my Skillshare course, my writing course, I okay, good job done. Then the word sprint was a success. In my writing course, it's very much a how to come up with ideas, how to organize the ideas, how to outline from your ideas. So I cover brainstorming and idea selection as part of that, and then wrangling your selected ideas into an outline, and then writing from an outline. Um, and I do that because it's basically for non-writers, people who don't have a process. And as an introductory process, I find, especially for newer writers, students that I've taught in the past, having each step broken down into individual discrete processes allows someone to focus on just what they're doing without complicating it by trying to juggle too many balls at once, which is generally pretty helpful for people who don't think of themselves as writers or who struggle. I find that separation of tasks can be very, very helpful. But yeah, for people who write on their own, who have some experience with it, I mean, whatever works for you works for you. There's as many different writing processes as there are writers. So, and not a single one of them is superior to any other. Let me let me alter that statement. The only way in which one method is better than another method is that some methods produce more work than others. Some methods, like whatever I've been doing for the past couple of years, completely fail to produce a finished novel. So not all processes are created equally, but when you're talking about the difference between plotting, planning, and not planning, planning and discovery writing versus, um, whatever, those types of differences don't make a process better or worse. They're just differences in style. Yeah, I could also do better. I think 350 words is pretty solid. I'm quite happy with that. But strive for improvement, right? Next time I'll do even better. Be having positive to be having. Mm. my goal for today is to finish this scene. I'd like to get this whole scene written. However many words that ends up taking me to. And however long that takes me. I am starting to get hungry, though. It's noon. It's noon. It's noon. It's been a 2-hour stream already. Oh, where does the time go? I've just spent. Oh. Oh, we need some danger. Well, the guy he's holding up against a wall by his jacket is going to just tried to stab him with a knife. So, um, danger. Mundane, regular old danger. As Sergeant Ross said the other day, a knife in the kidneys or a knife in the liver does just as well as nasty juice sucking monsters. Is grim. Meh. Mm. Do I want to do this part of the conversation as dialogue, or do I want to summarize? I'm leaning towards summary here, because the interesting part has happened, and then the basic information I can summarize. There's no need to get too picky about showing all of that conversation. Overwhelmed by a day's worth of trudging about in the rain and the cold, added on top of the month and anything you handle on. Oh, where did I go? There. Okay. Yeah. No, in fact, I'm not even going to summarize. Not here, anyway. I think that's how I'm going to end the scene. Yeah. Okay, I'm happy with that. I am happy with that. Hooray. Okay. Again, more heartbreaking. What's up with the part you're about to write? What's going on there? Mm. I need to adjust my white balance. Hold on. Pardon me for a moment. I'm going to lean in. I don't think that actually does anything, does it? Oh, it does. Okay. That does make a difference. Oh, okay. So I'll adjust my exposure on my camera and get more moody. Mwahaha. Hmm. So what are we at now? 9,655 words. I'm quite happy with that. Quite happy. Now. Okay, so this is the part where your supervillain's parents die, right? Okay, I don't mean this as a criticism. I just find it noteworthy. It stands out that you've got your character names. You've got Vanessa, John, and Rose, and Zenon. There has to be a reason there. I'm intrigued now. it's mismatch, the difference between that one name and all of the other ones. No, yeah, you mentioned. I thought you'd written that part already. I thought you'd written you'd killed. You said you'd killed off those characters already. Yeah. Are you rewriting it again? You're rewriting. Ah, right, because you said you were going to do a little soul transfer into the. Yeah. So that's the part you're rewriting. Oh, write yourself ragged the other day doing this scene, and then you just right back in there. Okay. I don't know. I don't know that I would be quite so resilient, emotionally resilient. That kind of a scene, I might just put it to the side for a little while and do other things. Come back to it later. I'm a bit of a chicken. So, what was I was gonna over here, and where do I do that? 17th, today is the 19th. So add a new update. And it's going to be the 18th. And say 109 words. Well, how many? I did more than that yesterday. We'll say 225 words yesterday. It's not cheating. It's not lying, because I did write words yesterday. I just don't remember how many. And then I'll go back to my profile and I will update my total words to 9655. Update progress. Badges. We don't need no stinking badges. Except I do, because I want the badges. All right. Climbing. And yeah, 1,000 words today. Even taking a couple hundred for yesterday. While I'm on the Nano site. Jonathan, Emily, and Matthew. Okay. Wrote. So Emily, I assume Emily becomes Rose as her superhero name. Just, it seems a bit ordinary. Xenon. Rose. I mean, what's in a name anyway, right? A Xenon by any other name would smell as sweet. I'm hilarious, I know. All right. Someone buddied me up. Oh, okay. That is almost certainly our old friend African Blue Jay. Who added me as a buddy on NaNoWriMo. Yes, that's exactly what I was misquoting. Yeah. 247 to 371. Not too shabby. 150 some words. 130, 120 something. Over 100 anyway. Words are words. I'm just, for me, I know fiction is different. But I did freelance copywriting for, God, years and years and years. Probably almost 15 years off and on. Not full time, but I mean, on a writing day when I had work, I would pump out 3,000, between 3,000 and 5,000 words in a few hours. 1,000 words an hour, easy. It's not simple writing either, not simple content. I doing SEO optimized stuff, had to use specific words and phrases a certain percentage, certain number of times in a natural way, had to work that into copy that read otherwise normally. We're not talking about simple writing. And then I come here and I struggle over 2.5 hours to pump out 1,000 words, and it's like, oh, this doesn't feel right to me. But I guess I'm going to have to recalibrate my expectations, given that I'm not writing the same style of thing anymore. And I don't know, I'm hopeful that as I get back into writing fiction, I'll actually start to get quicker at it and more efficient. Because time is the only truly non-renewable resource. So the more effectively I can use my time to accomplish the things I want to accomplish, the happier I am. Okay, so I think I'm gonna call it a day for today. I've got to get some food in me and get some other stuff done. I've been failing quite significantly this week in the getting other stuff done part. By the time I finish eating and whatever, I end up feeling listless and low energy, and maybe I curl up on the sofa with my dog for a bit of a nap, and I don't end up getting to the things I want to get done. So they haven't been getting done, and that's a problem. So today will be different. Grr. I will be ferocious and get things done. So yeah, if you're watching live, other person, chapter 0, is that a prologue? Chapter 0. If you're watching other person besides Silent Author 1942 and you haven't subscribed to the stream, by all means, please do so. Oh, it's Zedcore. Hi, Zedcore. Thanks, bud. I appreciate that. I will do my best to have a good one. If you're watching on the video that gets saved after, if you're watching on my videos, don't forget to subscribe to the stream, and then you'll get notified when I go live, and you can join us for the chat and be part of the team, part of the group. If you're a writer, we'll do some sprints. I think we're going to start doing that more often. That was good. If you're a reader, well, look up there. You can read stuff. You can read a story as it's being born, as it's coming out of my addle-pated skull. You can watch me change things 43 times until I'm reasonably not unsatisfied with them for now. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you're watching on YouTube, where I save all my streams for archival purposes, do the stuff wherever the stuff is over there. Subscribe, thumbs up, like me. Please like me. Please like me. Actually, I'm fairly indifferent, if I'm honest, but it does help other people find the channel. So, likes, dislikes, whatever you feel like doing, whichever way the thumb goes for you, click on it. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you like, if this is your jam. If you do subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the bell. Otherwise, you'll never see when the videos go up, which is pretty much every day. Every weekday, anyway. I haven't done a weekend stream yet, but I might. We'll see. Weekend I try and keep for, family time and stuff. But yeah, I think that's what it is. So you guys take care of yourselves. Get some writing done. Get some words down. Tell your stories. And today is Friday here, so this will be my last stream until Monday, I think. I don't see doing a stream this weekend, but so I guess I'll see you on Monday. Thanks for joining. Bye for now.